Hi, my name is Kevin Fernandez and welcome to my channel, Gamers Genie. Today, we're going to be talking about my top 10 Halloween themed games. Now before I get started on this list, I want to put a little notice out there. First of all, most of these games aren't specifically Halloween, but they do have a lot of themes that we associate with Halloween. And I mean, so it's like the same thing as if you're watching like, a horror film on Halloween that doesn't actually take place on Halloween, but we associate monsters with Halloween. So we associate monsters or ghosts with Halloween. So we watch monster ghost movies, even though they're like Christmas, even though it takes place around like Christmas or something like that. Number 2, my list will be going from, I'm starting with family friendly. Then when I get to number 5, that'll be like a family friendly and, family friendly and non-family friendly. And then once I go down below number 5, it's all really just adult oriented in terms of strategy, artwork, all sorts of stuff play into effect of that as well. So without further ado, let's start off with number 10. All right, so my number 10 is the game Hocus Pocus by Ravensburger. This one I picked because Hocus Pocus is a very highly associated Halloween movie. A lot of people associate Hocus Pocus with Halloween. I know there's a lot of people, including Jordan, who watches that movie every Halloween, and they find it's really fun. They have a nice game of Hocus Pocus for that. So if you enjoy Hocus Pocus and you enjoy Halloween, I recommend you pick up a copy of Hocus Pocus. Number 9 is a game called Haunt the House. Now, the goal of this game is to scare, you are the ghost, which I think that's a very good theme right there. Ghosts are very highly associated with Halloween. You play as the ghost, not the ghost hunter. And your goal is to scare a certain number of ghost hunters out of your mansion. So that way they can leave you alone and you can finally rest in peace. We did do a how to play video on the channel here. And I think it's a very fun game. It's by Kids Table Board Games. I think they do make a lot of good games for both kids and adults. It's really fun for the whole family, in my opinion. So if you like that, if you like the idea of that, go pick up a copy. All right, my number 8 pick is Munchkin Nightmare Before Christmas by the Op. Now the Op is known for taking popular themes and turning it into different games like Codenames and, of course, Munchkin and everything. The original Munchkin is very fun, but, and there are certain different versions of Munchkins that you could definitely associate with Halloween. But I picked Nightmare Before Christmas because this one actually has, Halloween characters. And it has all the characters that you like from the movies. It's got Jack, it's got Sally, it's got Santa Claus, it's got, the mayor. I don't know if you really like the mayor or not, but it's got it. Oogie Boogie and Lock, Shock, and Barrel. If you enjoy The Nightmare Before Christmas, I recommend you go pick up a copy of this game. All right, so my number 7 is a game called Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. It's by Mattel Games. It's pretty fun. There's an advanced way and a basic way of playing the game, so you can play it with kids, or you can play it by yourself, or you can play it with, your fellow adults. Or I know it's not normally for everybody, and most people do associate it, but there is an advanced set of rules for this game. It's highly enjoyable. There are certain cards you have to add or remove depending on what version you want to play. But I do definitely know we do play that game a lot around here, especially around Halloween. It's really fun, so I recommend checking it out. Okay, so number 6 is the game Storyline, but it's the Scary Tales by Osmodee. Scary Tales is a lot similar to the Fairy Tales if you don't know what it is. It's kind of like Mad Libs. Storyline is definitely like Mad Libs, so you add a card in. It's like Mad Libs mixed with apples to apples or something like that, where you have to kind of build upon a story, but you kind of pick the thing. So it's like, once upon a time there was a person, you say like a witch, and she flew around on and you can, like, a toilet or something like that, potty humor. It is directed towards kids, very much. But they do take elements from ghost stories and they mix them up in cards. And you tell a story and get to the end of the story. And the one whose cards were picked the most is the winner, I believe. It's been a while since I played this game, but I do find that's a very fun thing. So if you do enjoy telling ghost stories around Halloween, I recommend checking this game out. Okay, so we're in number 5, which means that this one you can play it if with the kids or without the kids, and there is no like cards or anything you add in or take out. It is Disney Villainous by Ravensburger. This game is very fun. A lot of people do associate villains, especially Disney villains, with Halloween. In fact, there is a Halloween Disney special called Mickey's House of Villains, where it has a lot of the famous villains from other Disney films. A lot of people watch that still on Halloween. I know me and Jordan do. We do enjoy it. You can play as your favorite Disney villains and try to accomplish your objective before someone else accomplishes theirs. They have all the heroes as well as all the henchmen in there. It's really enjoyable. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend you check it out. Okay, so number 4 is Obscurio. Now I know what you're thinking, why didn't I put Mysterium on this? I'm going to say Obscurio because this one is the more newer one. Not necessarily saying that newer is better, but they do have something. It does have something in Obscurio that Mysterium didn't have, and that's the traitor. That was the one thing that kind of set that one apart for me. So in this one, you are a group of sorcerers trying to get out of an enchanted library, and you're trying to figure out which portal is the way to get out, but at the same time, there's another sorcerer who's working against you. So you also have to figure out who's the traitor. It's very good. I do enjoy playing it. The artwork is phenomenal. The gameplay is so smooth. You might hit a bump or two trying to figure out what to do, but I do feel like this one is easier to figure it out as well. Mysterium, I don't know. It felt like you needed more of a guidance, but it is really good. I recommend checking it out. Okay, my number 3 is a game called Betrayal at House on the Hill by Avalon Hill Games. Now this one I know is a big favorite amongst not only like my fellow gamers, but I know a lot of my friends from work, a lot of my friends from my high school. I've heard, so many people I know have told me about this game. If I actually say, have you ever played a game that doesn't have like Hasbro on the box, they will definitely go to this game. Basically what it is, it's very similar to like Obscurio. Well, it has similar elements, I should say. It's not similar or the same. You are a group of I believe you're a group of investigators. Keep in mind, this has been a while since I played this game. You're a group of investigators. There's a traitor, and you're slowly dying off in the mansion as you're trying to figure out who the traitor is. I heard it's really scary. I don't know how a board game can get really scary, but because when I played it, it did not feel scary at all. But I don't know, maybe I was doing something wrong. But yeah, I recommend checking out Betrayal at House on the Hill. Okay, so my number 2 is a game called Horrified, also by Ravensburger. Ravensburger does make a lot of good games that are themed for Halloween. This one, I know it's a favorite of my dad's, it's a favorite of mine. It's a game where you play as famous monsters from those old classic Universal films. Not the ones that have been coming out recently, like The Mummy and Dracula Untold. I'm talking about those old, classic, black and white monster movies that came out years back. The goal of the game is to try to defeat all the monsters that you have set up in the town. You get to play as different, I guess, monster hunters or villagers. I don't really know what to call them. But they're not really monster hunters. They're villagers. And you have to defeat each monster in its own unique way. So like Dracula, you have to smash all his coffins. The creature from the Black Lagoon, you kind of have to seal him inside his cave. You know, the Wolfman, you have to cure him. Cure him, not kill him. What can you do? But you know, it's got the Invisible Man, it's got the creature from the Black Lagoon, it's got the bride, it's got the monster. They're not called Frankenstein and Frankenstein's bride, they're the bride and the monster. I want to point that out, very important to any movie buffs out there. It's also anybody who's fans of the books. But if you do like that classic Universal monsters before they went a little haywire and weird, I do recommend checking out Horrified. Okay, and my number one, and how can I not have a list with this kind of without this? I had to pick one, but I only picked one, so it is a Cthulhu Mythos game. It is Elder Sign. I picked this one because it's the game it was like one of the first games I got when getting out of the whole Monopoly and Clue and all that stuff, when I was getting out of the Hasbro, when I was getting out of all the games that Hasbro was just pumping out. Elder Sign, I think, is a really great game. You pick an investigator, you go through the Arkham Museum, you have to collect Elder Signs and seal away the Ancient One before the Ancient One awakens. Some of them you still get to fight back even if he awakens, but some of them you don't. You just automatically lose. I do enjoy this one. It's like one of the earlier ones. I believe this one was made before every single gaming industry just started making Cthulhu games. I know there's enough Cthulhu games where people are like rolling their eyes. In fact, I'm pretty sure the minute I said this, I just heard a solitary groan. But in my opinion, Halloween is not Halloween until I've played a Cthulhu Mythos game, and Elder Sign is definitely my number one pick for Halloween. If you have not already picked up a copy of this game, I highly recommend it. Also, we do have a how to play video on the channel, so check that out as well if you're interested in it. And yeah, enjoy the game. Okay, so that is my top 10s list for Halloween themed games. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed coming up with the list. It was really fun. I hit some stragglers here and there, but I thought it was very well put together. If you have a Halloween game that you like to play every year, please let me know in the comments below. If you have a list of your top 10 favorite Halloween themed board games, let me know in the comments below too. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to be notified for videos like these. We also release how to play, gameplay, and unboxing videos on this channel as well, so we hope you check those out on top of that. But yeah, be on the lookout for my next video. But until then, thanks for the views.